Ladies and gentlemen, each day is a new opportunity, a fresh start filled with possibilities. But too often, people wake up and fall into the same routines that keep them stuck, frustrated, and unfulfilled. If you want to see change in your life, you have to change what you do daily. Success, peace, and fulfillment aren't found in one grand event. They are built through consistent, intentional habits. Each day is a gift, a fresh start filled with opportunities. But too often, people wake up and immediately focus on what they lack, what's going wrong, or what they need to fix. They rush into their day with stress, checking emails, scrolling through negative news, or dwelling on yesterday's disappointments. But what if you could shift everything just by changing the way you start your morning? The key to transforming your life isn't always in the big things. It's in the small, consistent habits that set the tone for everything else. And one of the most powerful ways to do that is by starting your day with gratitude. Gratitude isn't just a nice thought or a feel-good concept. It's a principle that can change the way you experience life. Science has shown that when you intentionally practice gratitude, it rewires your brain to focus on the positive. Your mind is like a filter, and whatever you train it to see is what it will look for. If you wake up thinking about what you don't have, what's wrong, or what could go wrong, your brain will naturally seek out confirmation of those thoughts throughout the day. But if you wake up with a grateful heart, if you take just a few moments to acknowledge what is good, what is working, and what you've already been blessed with, you set yourself up to experience more joy, peace, and fulfillment. When you start your morning with gratitude, you shift your focus from lack to abundance. Instead of thinking, I don't have enough time, you begin to say, I'm grateful for the time I do have, and I will use it wisely. Instead of waking up and feeling frustrated about going to work, you can choose to say, I'm grateful for the opportunity to provide for myself and my family. Instead of dreading a difficult conversation or a tough situation, you can say, I'm grateful for the wisdom to handle this challenge and for the strength I have to get through it. Gratitude doesn't ignore reality. It simply frames reality in a way that empowers you instead of drains you. A grateful heart attracts blessings. When you appreciate what you have, you open the door for more to come into your life. That's why some people seem to live in a constant flow of favor and abundance. It's not because their circumstances are always perfect, but because their perspective allows them to see and receive more good things. Have you ever noticed that when you complain, more things seem to go wrong? That's because complaining magnifies problems, while gratitude magnifies solutions. Gratitude is also a form of faith. It's easy to be grateful after the breakthrough, after the blessing, after the promotion, or after the dream comes to pass. But real faith is choosing to be grateful before you see the results. When you wake up and say, thank you for this new day, for the breath in my lungs, for the opportunities ahead, you are stepping into a position of expectation. You're saying, I believe good things are coming. I trust that I am being led in the right direction. I know that even if today brings challenges, they are shaping me, strengthening me, and preparing me for what's next. You don't have to wait for something big to happen before you start practicing gratitude. It can begin with the simple things. The ability to open your eyes in the morning, the comfort of a bed, the food on your table, the relationships in your life. Even if things aren't perfect, there is always something to be thankful for. Gratitude doesn't require ideal circumstances. It requires a willing heart. One of the best ways to cultivate gratitude in your daily life is to create a morning routine that includes it. Before you pick up your phone, before you jump into the demands of the day, take a few moments to express thankfulness. You can do this through prayer, journaling, or simply speaking out loud what you're grateful for. Some people keep a gratitude journal where they write down 3 things they're thankful for every morning. Others spend a few minutes in quiet reflection, thanking God for their health, their family, or the opportunities before them. It doesn't matter how you do it. What matters is that you do it consistently There will be days when it's harder to feel grateful, especially when you're facing challenges, setbacks, or disappointments. But those are the moments when gratitude is most powerful. When life feels heavy, gratitude is the thing that will lift you. It reminds you that no matter what you're going through, there is still good in your life. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present. It takes you from frustration to peace, from anxiety to trust, from discouragement to hope. The truth is, gratitude isn't just about feeling good. It's about seeing good, attracting good, and experiencing life at a higher level. When you make it a habit to start your day with gratitude, you set yourself up for success in every area. You create a mindset that sees possibilities instead of problems, that finds solutions instead of excuses, and that attracts more of what you desire. The way you start your morning matters. And when you choose to begin with a grateful heart, you unlock the door to a life filled with abundance, joy, and unshakable peace. Your words have power. More than you realize, the things you say about yourself shape your reality. Too often, people speak words of defeat over their own lives without even realizing it. They say things like, "I'll never get ahead. I'm always so unlucky. I'm not smart enough." Or, "Nothing ever works out for me." What they don't understand is that their words are setting the course for their future. Every time you speak, you are planting seeds. Seeds of victory or seeds of defeat. Seeds of faith or seeds of fear. When you declare positive things over your life, you are activating a spiritual law. Just as the words you speak to others can either lift them up or tear them down, the words you speak to yourself determine how you see yourself, how you feel, and what you believe is possible. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not good enough, that you will never be successful, or that life is just too hard, you are programming your mind to accept those limitations. But when you choose to declare words of faith, strength, and victory, you are aligning yourself with a power that is already within you. You were not created to live in mediocrity, constantly feeling unworthy or defeated. You were designed with greatness in you, with potential beyond what you can imagine. But you must activate that potential by speaking life over yourself. When you wake up in the morning, instead of saying, "Oh, I'm so tired, I don't feel like going to work," start saying, "Today is going to be a great day. I am strong, I am focused, and I have everything I need to succeed." Instead of saying, "I always mess things up," say, "I am growing, I am learning, and I am becoming the best version of myself." Your words are shaping your mindset, and your mindset determines your actions. The truth is, life will always bring challenges. You will face setbacks, disappointments, and difficult seasons. But what you say in those moments will determine how you come out of them. Some people speak defeat over their lives without even realizing it. They say, "This situation is impossible," or "I'll never recover from this." But what if instead they said, "This is tough, but I know I have the strength to get through it. I may not see a way right now, but I believe a way is being made for me." When you speak in faith, even before you see the results, you are setting yourself up for victory. Your words don't just affect your mind, they affect your emotions and even your physical body. Studies have shown that positive affirmations can reduce stress, improve mental health, and even enhance physical well-being. When you speak life over yourself, you are not just changing your perspective. You are shifting your entire being into alignment with success, peace, and joy. That's why it's so important to be mindful of what you say. Not just to others, but to yourself. One of the best things you can do is develop a habit of daily affirmation. Every morning before you start your day, take a moment to declare positive truths over yourself. Say things like, "I am strong, I am confident, I am capable of achieving my dreams. I am filled with purpose. I am attracting good things into my life." Even if you don't feel like it at first, keep saying it. Your words will eventually shift your mindset and your mindset will shift your reality. There will always be voices around you, negative people, critics, and even your own doubts trying to tell you that you are not enough. But you have the power to silence those voices by speaking a greater truth over your life. You may not control everything that happens to you, but you do control how you respond to it. And one of the most powerful ways to respond is with words of faith. When you start speaking life over yourself, you will begin to see changes, not just in your circumstances, but in how you see yourself. You will walk with more confidence. You will approach challenges with a different attitude. You will begin to attract opportunities, relationships, and blessings that align with the words you are speaking. You don't have to wait for someone else to encourage you. You don't have to wait for perfect conditions to believe in yourself. Start today. Start now. Begin speaking the life you want into existence. And watch as your words become the foundation for a future filled with victory, joy, and purpose. Life moves fast. From the moment you wake up, the world demands your attention. Emails to check, responsibilities to handle, deadlines to meet, and people to respond to. It's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life, running from one thing to the next without stopping to connect with what truly matters. But in the midst of all the noise, there is something far more important than the to-do list. Something that will give you clarity, peace, and strength for whatever comes your way. That is making time for God. When you prioritize time with God, you are not just adding another task to your day, you are aligning yourself with wisdom, guidance, and purpose. Too many people wait until they are overwhelmed, stressed, or in trouble before turning to God. They only pray when they need something, only seek His presence when life feels out of control. But when you make it a daily habit to spend time with Him, you don't just seek Him for help, you build a relationship. You develop a foundation of faith that carries you through every situation, good or bad. Starting your day with God sets the tone for everything else. Just as a car needs fuel to run, your spirit needs to be filled with His presence. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need hours of prayer or deep theological study. Just a few moments of connection can shift your entire mindset. When you wake up, instead of reaching for your phone or jumping straight into the rush of the day, take a moment to acknowledge Him. Say, thank you for another day. Thank you for the strength to face whatever comes. Guide my steps, lead me in wisdom, and help me to walk in your purpose. That simple act of surrender invites peace into your life before the stress even begins. Spending time with God brings clarity. In a world filled with distractions and opinions, it's easy to feel lost, unsure of the right path, or weighed down by worry. But when you make time to pray, to read His Word, or to sit in stillness, you receive direction. You may not always get immediate answers, but you will get reassurance. You will be reminded that you are not alone, that you are being led, that there is a greater plan at work in your life. The more you prioritize this time, the more in tune you become with His voice. Making time for God also strengthens you. Life is unpredictable. There will be challenges, setbacks, and unexpected struggles. If you are not spiritually strong, those challenges can easily shake your faith, drain your energy, and leave you feeling defeated. But when you have already built a daily habit of spending time with Him, you are prepared. You don't have to wait until a storm comes to try to find shelter. You are already standing on a solid foundation. You have a strength that is not dependent on circumstances, but on a deeper connection to the one who holds all things together. Another powerful reason to prioritize time with God is that it changes your perspective. Without Him, it's easy to focus on everything that's wrong, what's missing, what's frustrating, what's not working. But when you take time to be in His presence, your focus shifts. You begin to see the good, the blessings, and the opportunities. You become more patient, more grateful, and more aware of the ways He is working in your life. Instead of reacting to problems with stress and fear, you begin to respond with faith and confidence. Even in the busiest seasons of life, there is always time for God. You don't have to wait for a quiet morning, a perfect setting, or a long period of free time. You can connect with Him anywhere during your morning routine, on your commute, in the middle of a hectic day. A simple prayer, a verse of Scripture, or a few minutes of reflection can make all the difference. The key is consistency. The more you make time for Him, the more natural it becomes, and the more you will see His presence at work in your life. It's easy to say, I don't have time, but the truth is we make time for what matters to us. If something is important, we prioritize it. Just as you wouldn't go a day without eating, your spirit needs daily nourishment. Time with God is not just another thing on the list. It is the very thing that makes everything else fall into place. When you give Him your first moments, your best attention, and your daily devotion, you will find that life flows with more peace, more clarity, and more purpose than ever before. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant in it will grow. If you constantly feed it negativity, doubt, and fear, that is what will take root and shape your thoughts, emotions, and actions. But if you intentionally fill it with positivity, hope, and faith, you will cultivate a mindset that empowers you to thrive, overcome challenges, and see opportunities where others see obstacles. What you allow into your mind each day determines the direction of your life. Too often, people don't realize how much negativity they are consuming. They wake up and immediately check the news, filled with bad reports and fear-driven headlines. They scroll through social media, comparing their lives to others and feeling like they don't measure up. They listen to people who complain, gossip, or focus on everything that's wrong. Without realizing it, they are allowing toxic thoughts to take root, shaping their mood and outlook. But just as your body needs healthy food to stay strong, your mind needs positive input to function at its best. Feeding your mind with positivity doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending challenges don't exist. It means choosing to focus on what strengthens you rather than what weakens you. It means being intentional about the voices you listen to, the thoughts you entertain, and the content you consume. Instead of starting your day with negativity, begin with something that uplifts you. Whether it's a motivational message, an inspiring book, or words of gratitude. Before you check your phone, take a moment to fill your mind with something that sets a positive tone for your day. The words you speak to yourself also shape your mindset. If you constantly tell yourself, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, or nothing ever works out for me, your mind will believe it and your actions will follow. But when you start affirming positive truths, I am capable, I am growing, I have what it takes, you shift your inner dialogue. Your words become a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's why it's so important to be mindful of how you speak to yourself and to replace negative self-talk with empowering statements. The people you surround yourself with also influence your mindset. If you are constantly around those who complain, doubt, and focus on problems, it will be difficult to maintain a positive perspective. But when you spend time with people who are encouraging, uplifting, and focused on solutions, their energy will rub off on you. Surround yourself with those who inspire you to grow, who challenge you to see the good in every situation, and who remind you of your potential. Another key to feeding your mind with positivity is being mindful of what you consume. Your mind absorbs what you expose it to, just like a sponge. If you spend hours watching negative news, engaging in drama, or listening to messages that instill fear, that is what will fill your thoughts. But if you choose to read books that inspire you, listen to messages that encourage you, and fill your environment with uplifting content, you will notice a shift in your mindset. Even small changes like listening to a motivational podcast on your way to work instead of tuning into negative news can make a big difference. Gratitude is another powerful way to rewire your mind for positivity. When you focus on what's going right instead of what's going wrong, you train your brain to see abundance rather than lack. Each day, take a moment to reflect on what you are grateful for. It could be something simple like a kind word from a friend, the ability to work toward your goals, or even the gift of a new day. The more you practice gratitude, the more your mind will naturally seek out the good in every situation. It's important to remember that feeding your mind with positivity is a daily practice. Just as you wouldn't expect to stay physically strong by eating one healthy meal, you can't expect a positive mindset to develop from just one inspiring moment. It takes consistency. It requires a commitment to guarding your thoughts, choosing uplifting influences, and being intentional about what you allow into your mental space. The more you feed your mind with positivity, the more natural it becomes, and the more you will see its effects in your life. Negativity is always around, but you don't have to let it take root in your mind. You have the power to choose what you focus on, what you listen to, and what you believe. When you consistently nourish your mind with positivity, you will develop a perspective that sees opportunities instead of obstacles, strength instead of weakness, and hope instead of fear. The more you commit to this practice, the more your thoughts, emotions, and actions will align with the life you truly desire. Dreams and goals are powerful. They give you something to strive for, something to look forward to, and a sense of purpose that pushes you forward. But having a goal is not enough. Thinking about it, planning for it, or wishing for it won't make it happen. What separates those who succeed from those who don't is action. Without action, even the greatest ideas and the biggest dreams will remain just that, ideas and dreams. If you want to see real change in your life, you must be willing to take consistent steps toward your goals, no matter how small they may seem. Many people wait for the perfect moment to start. They tell themselves, I'll do it when I have more time. I'll start when I feel ready, or I'll take action when the conditions are just right. But the truth is, there is no perfect time. If you keep waiting for ideal circumstances, you may wait forever. The people who achieve their goals are not the ones who have everything figured out before they start. They are the ones who start despite the uncertainty, the fear, and the challenges. They understand that progress happens through movement, not through hesitation. One of the biggest obstacles to taking action is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough. But fear is just a feeling, and feelings do not have to dictate your actions. If you let fear hold you back, you will never discover what you are truly capable of. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, focus on what could go right. Instead of worrying about failure, remind yourself that every successful person has faced setbacks along the way. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the journey to success. Each mistake, each challenge, and each obstacle teaches you something valuable and brings you one step closer to your goal. Taking action does not mean making giant leaps overnight. It means committing to small, consistent steps each day. Success is not built in a day, it is built daily. If you want to write a book, start by writing 1 page a day. If you want to get healthier, start by making one better choice at each meal. If you want to build a business, start by dedicating a small amount of time to it every day. It's not about doing everything at once. It's about doing something every day. Small actions, when repeated consistently, lead to massive results over time. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward when motivation fades. There will be days when you don't feel like putting in the effort, days when distractions, doubts, or discouragements try to pull you off track. But discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. The most successful people are not the ones who are always motivated. They are the ones who have built habits of action. They have trained themselves to keep going even when it's hard, even when it's inconvenient, and even when they don't see immediate results. Another key to taking action on your goals is to stop overthinking. Overthinking leads to paralysis. You analyze every detail, consider every possible outcome, and end up doing nothing at all. The longer you think about something without acting on it, the harder it becomes to start. The best way to overcome overthinking is to just begin. Take the first step, no matter how small, and then take the next one. Momentum builds when you move. Once you start, things become clearer and confidence grows. Action creates clarity, and clarity fuels more action. Accountability can also help keep you on track. When you tell someone about your goal, when you write it down, when you make a commitment to yourself, you create a sense of responsibility. Surround yourself with people who support and encourage you. Find a mentor, a coach, or a friend who will hold you accountable and remind you of why you started. Sometimes just knowing that someone else is expecting you to follow through can be the push you need to keep going. Success does not come from wishing, hoping, or waiting. It comes from doing. Every great achievement started with a single step. The people who reach their goals are not necessarily the smartest, the most talented, or the most experienced. They are the ones who refuse to give up. They take action, they push through challenges, and they stay committed to their vision. No matter where you are right now, no matter how big or small your goal may seem, the time to start is now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when things feel perfect, now. Take that first step, even if it feels small. Keep moving forward, even when progress seems slow. Trust the process. Stay disciplined. And remember that action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. If you stay consistent, stay focused, and refuse to quit, you will reach your destination. The people you surround yourself with have a significant impact on your mindset, your choices, and ultimately your future. Your associations influence your thoughts, your habits, and your beliefs, often in ways you don't even realize. If you want to grow, succeed, and become the best version of yourself, you must be intentional about who you allow into your life. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Some relationships push you forward, inspire you, and challenge you to rise higher, while others drain your energy, plant seeds of doubt, and keep you stuck in cycles that do not serve your purpose. It's easy to underestimate the power of influence. You may think, I can be around negative people and not let it affect me, but over time, their words, their attitudes, and their perspectives will shape your own. If you constantly associate with people who complain, blame, and dwell on problems, you will find yourself adopting that same mindset. If you surround yourself with people who make excuses, procrastinate, or refuse to take responsibility for their lives, you will start to mirror their behavior without even realizing it. On the other hand, when you connect with people who are driven, positive, and focused on solutions, that energy will push you to become better. The truth is, not everyone in your life is meant to go with you to the next level. Growth requires separation. There will be times when you outgrow certain friendships, when you realize that some relationships are no longer aligned with your purpose. That doesn't mean you stop loving people or treating them with kindness, but it does mean you set boundaries. You cannot afford to spend your time and energy in environments that do not align with your vision. If someone is constantly discouraging you, belittling your dreams, or filling your mind with doubt, you have to be wise enough to distance yourself. One of the biggest signs of a strong, healthy relationship is mutual encouragement. The right people will celebrate your victories, push you toward your goals, and remind you of your potential. They won't feel threatened by your success, and they won't try to hold you back. Pay attention to how people respond when you share your dreams. Do they inspire you or make you doubt yourself? Do they offer support or try to talk you out of it? Sometimes the wrong associations won't come in the form of outright negativity. They will come in the form of subtle discouragement. People might say things like, "Are you sure you can do that?" Or, "That seems too risky." They may not mean harm, but if you're not careful, their doubt will seep into your mindset and make you second guess yourself. Guarding your associations also means being mindful of the energy you allow around you. Some people bring peace, while others bring chaos. Some lift you up while others drain your spirit. You don't have to entertain gossip, negativity, or toxic conversations. If you find yourself constantly exhausted, frustrated, or emotionally drained after spending time with someone, it may be a sign that the relationship is not healthy. Protect your peace. You don't have to explain yourself or feel guilty for choosing an environment that nurtures your growth. Another important aspect of guarding your associations is seeking out people who challenge you to grow. If you are the smartest person in your circle is too small. You need people who inspire you, who have accomplished things you aspire to achieve, who push you beyond your comfort zone. Iron sharpens iron. Surround yourself with those who make you think bigger, believe in yourself more, and strive for excellence. Find mentors, leaders, and friends who uplift and motivate you. This doesn't mean you have to cut people off harshly or act as though you are better than others. It simply means you are intentional about your environment. You can love people from a distance. You can pray for them, encourage them, and support them without allowing their negativity to influence your life. Sometimes the best way to help others is by becoming an example of what is possible. When they see your growth, your discipline, and your success, they may be inspired to change as well. At the end of the day, you have a responsibility to protect your mind, your energy, and your future. You cannot afford to let the wrong influences pull you away from your purpose. Be wise about who you allow in your inner circle. Choose relationships that empower you, uplift you, and push you to be the best version of yourself. The right people will propel you forward, and the wrong ones will hold you back. Guard your associations wisely, and you will see the impact it has on every area of your life. At the end of each day, you have a powerful opportunity to pause, reflect, and reset. Life moves fast, and it's easy to go from one task to the next, from one challenge to another, without ever stopping to process what is happening. But when you take time to reflect, you gain wisdom from your experiences, clarity for your future, and peace for your soul. Reflection is not just about looking back, it's about learning, growing, and preparing yourself for what's ahead. Many people go to bed carrying the weight of the day, regrets about what they didn't do, stress over what went wrong, or frustration about things they cannot change. But if you don't process these thoughts and emotions, they build up over time, creating unnecessary stress and anxiety. Reflection allows you to release what no longer serves you. It gives you a moment to step back, acknowledge your progress, and recognize the lessons hidden in each experience. No matter what happened today, no matter how good or bad it was, there is something to learn, something to be grateful for, and something to carry forward into tomorrow. One of the best ways to reflect is by asking yourself simple but powerful questions. What went well today? What could I have done better? What did I learn? How did I grow? These questions help you become more self-awareness and intentional. Instead of repeating the same mistakes, you gain insight into how to improve. Instead of dwelling on what didn't go right, you focus on how to adjust and move forward. Over time, this habit of reflection sharpens your ability to make better decisions, handle challenges more effectively, and stay aligned with your goals. Another key to reflection is gratitude. No matter how difficult a day may have been, there is always something to be grateful for. When you take a moment to acknowledge the blessings in your life, it shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant. Gratitude changes your perspective. It reminds you that even in the midst of struggle, there is still good. Maybe it was a kind word from a friend, a small victory in your work, or simply the fact that you made it through another day. When you train your mind to recognize and appreciate the good, you cultivate a sense of peace and contentment that carries into the next day. Reflection also allows you to release negativity before you sleep. Holding on to anger, frustration, or disappointment only robs you of rest. Your mind needs space to unwind, to let go, and to reset. If something bothered you during the day, acknowledge it, but don't dwell on it. Ask yourself, is this something I can change? If so, what steps can I take? If not, how can I let it go? When you process your emotions in a healthy way, you free yourself from unnecessary burdens. You go to bed with a lighter heart and a clearer mind. Journaling can be a powerful tool for reflection. Writing down your thoughts, experiences, and emotions helps you process them more deeply. It allows you to track your growth over time, to see patterns in your life, and to gain insight into what truly matters. Your journal doesn't have to be perfect, just a space to be honest with yourself. Some days you might write about challenges and struggles. Other days you might focus on victories and progress. The important thing is that you take time to check in with yourself, to acknowledge your journey, and to commit to continuous growth. Reflection also helps you align your actions with your goals. When you take time each night to review your day, you can assess whether you stayed on track or got distracted. You can recognize the habits that are serving you and the ones that need to change. This awareness allows you to make intentional adjustments, so each day brings you closer to the life you want to create. Success is not built in one giant leap. It is built in the small, consistent choices you make each day. Reflection ensures that you are making choices that align with your vision. It's also important to show yourself grace. No one is perfect, and no day will ever go exactly as planned. Some days will be productive, and others will feel like a struggle. But growth is not about perfection, it's about progress. Instead of being hard on yourself for what didn't go right, celebrate the effort you put in. Recognize that every step, no matter how small, is part of the journey. When you reflect with compassion rather than criticism, you build the resilience and confidence needed to keep moving forward. Ending your day with reflection is a simple habit, but it has a profound impact on your mindset, your emotional well-being, and your personal growth. It allows you to close each day with peace, to carry the lessons forward, and to wake up with a fresh perspective. Life is a journey, and every day is an opportunity to learn, improve, and become better. When you take time to reflect, you ensure that each day is not just another day, but a step toward the life you are meant to live.